Sorry about that. My internet went out. All right, so we got stopped out here. Um, so I didn't see this order block here at 9:30 that it rejected off of, and now we'll see if we what this does, if this acts as support or resistance.
I put some egg on my coffee.
So we took a trade off of this fair value gap here. This price went up to it in here. We tried to get on this candle here. Now we want to see that this price will hold. This fair value gap should hold this candle down below it. It looks like it's holding price below it, but we'll see. See if we can get a candle down. It's nice because if you look, it's just bouncing between these two. And so when we go into consolidation, usually it's bouncing between two fair value gaps or order blocks. So um, what you can do is you can always know that when it gets into that, you're going to be selling at the high and buying at the low. you were to do that. Alright, looks like we pushed above it. See if we can make a breakaway gap here. We're targeting the top of this fair value gap. This is an order block here. Targeting the top of that. It's the 5-minute fair value gap. We're looking at price to fill that in. While it's also resting above the 50% level of the range here to here from open from 9 o'clock to yesterday's close. Gonna sell one there just because we formed a fair value gap, and I'm just doing the exercise today. I'm not really looking for any major setups, and this is not. I'm not looking to win to make profit today or to lose. I'm just taking every opportunity that I can, whether it's a buy or a sell. So I do have a bias today. At least what I think it'll do is go down to here. So we're just taking like I said, every opportunity that we can find fair value gap, um, for it to draw to that area. And then it's okay if I get stopped out. Gonna take one off here just because we got inside this fair value gap. So I'll go to my 2, partial close, 1. It actually feels a little bit liberating to just take the trade and it just become fun. Like I'm just trading. Like it doesn't matter if I want to lose. It kind of feels liberating. I think ICT spoke about this in his mentorship, his 2024 mentorship, 2 days ago. About the drill, the practice that he would use. All right, and then I will take. That's that's it. Got filled with all my orders, and we could go down to now these buy sides here. But yeah, it does. He talked about this a couple of days ago about just taking trades. Like you don't have to frame. I mean, you can have a bias and all that stuff. Like I had a bias today about it returning to that. Just the nine at like the 2022 model. Or actually, I don't know which model it is, but um, just the fact that price is going to most likely 70% of the time retrace, especially if we've been trading up during London session. And we should be able to retrace, and on top of that, have the opening gap, 50% level up opening gap, which would be this midline here. We should trade down into that as well. So I had my bias set out for the day, and then not being afraid to enter and just treating it as a game instead of as I don't know, like and just taking the trade instead of worrying about it. With every opportunity that you get, just take the trade. And honestly, like just doing it, I did lose some here. I think I lost an order or two here. And then I saw this order block here that it was rejecting off of, and then I was using this here as an inverse because this was the first opening, first day open, for the first gap at 9, after 9:30. So we used that as a inverse fair value gap. It made another fair value gap here off of that inverse fair value gap, and then after it made that fair value gap, I traded in here. At that area, I took a trade here, and then I sold one at this level here at this fair value gap where price could potentially have a bounce. So I sold one here, and then my terminus was at the top at the 50% level of the gap. So then I took one there, or I took all of it off there. Um, it's actually surprising to me that like trading without a goal, if you will, like not focusing on my equity curve or anything, like managing it, but not really, how do I say, caring about it, and um, just trading with, uh, by reading the tape, just trading like with what I see in the tape and executing when I need to execute has been very liberating, and it's exciting to get that practice in. because I think it's like it's removing fear, which I think if you have fear in trading because you're trying to get out of your job, or it's, I think you're you're afraid that the reality that you want to see will probably never be. So there's that fear of like, can this really happen to me? Can I really be profitable as a trader? And I think we put it on such a high pedestal in our mind to be a profitable day trader. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it takes work and it's hard, but at the same time, it's easy. Like, you know, of course, I'm about a month and a half in, so I mean, I can't really say that it's. I feel like without fear, it feels easier. It feels easier. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it feels easier because I don't have enough experience to tell you that it feels easy. But it it does feel easier when you have that mentality shift of like, I'm not really looking at a goal. I'm not really focused on making profit. I'm just focused on learning, and I'm just focused on executing when I think I should execute according to reading the tape. What is the tape? What is the price action telling me? Okay, well, it's telling me, like, here, right? We executed, I think we took one trade off this candle, expecting it to go higher. I didn't see this tiny fair value gap here at 9:30, which it held price down. The price bodies never fully closed. We went back down below this fair value gap here, went back down below it, came back up into it. It found support off of that inverse fair value gap here, traded down, waited. We waited for another. I wasn't confident in this one here just because it is FOMC today, so we could get a little wiggly, but um yeah, I waited for a new fair value gap to form, which would be here from this candle to that candle, and this would be the zone. And then I took my trade right here at the inside that gap. So that was just me reading the tape of where I think market should go. After it telling me that it doesn't want to go higher. So yeah, you just read. That's how, like, you just read the tape. Like, what is it telling you? And uh, you react off of just what it tells you. It's just information. So very exciting. I'm very grateful and very excited for doing more of these, like, practice, um where I'm just taking trades, no matter, because usually I would before after I would have gotten stopped out, I would have waited to see something, and not really. I don't know how to say that. I would get so involved, or like I'm just looking at the wrong. It's like I get blinded. Like, I feel like when I get stopped out, I just I don't know if I shut down or what it is, but when I get stopped down, it's like I get blinded from seeing what price is telling me. So, like, for example, after I would have gotten stopped out here, I would have just discounted this altogether, and I would have tried to probably trade this one here, but then it would go against where I thought it was going to go, which was higher, but I also thought it was going to go lower. And it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It just being patient. Okay, what's price telling me? I took a trade here. Then I think I did take a trade. It says I think I took off the trade here. This is where I got stopped out. And I think I took another trade here. When we closed off of this fair value gap, I took another trade here when we closed below this one. And then I took another trade here. But yeah, just not being afraid to execute even after a loss. Um, I think I mean, there's wisdom into that too, because like it depends on your emotional state. Are you taking a trade because you are fearful that, like, because you're trying to um win the trade back or win what you just lost? Or are you taking the trade because that's what the market is telling you? So I think that's the big difference. So it's like for me, I had a reason to go in short after trying to go long, right? So my reason was that we had just filled past this fair value gap, which would indicate that the market is weak. We went back up into the fair value gap at the 930 fair value gap here. Traded into that. We broke below. We took a trade somewhere in here. And then we waited to see if this fair value gap would turn into an inverse, excuse me, fair value gap. We waited. We waited. Our stop loss was up here. We waited. It turned out it provided us the support we needed for price, or the resistance we needed for price not to go any higher. It formed a fair value gap here off of um off of this inverse fair value gap. See, formed a fair value gap there. We marked that out. We placed an order there. We got filled, came back down, and then our target, our terminus was that midway point of the gap. So yeah, I think like since I've removed the goal from my mind to hit 26,500, since I've removed that goal from my mind and just focused on trading and not being emotional about it, it's really increased my visual, I would say, like my ability to see what price is doing instead of feeling um trying to feel what price is doing and trying to be right, I guess, is the problem. The trying to be right is hindering you from being right. So anyways, so that's what's been going on with my trading just this past week. That's been very helpful to me so far. I'm really excited about this YouTube. I don't know if nobody watches it, that's fine, but um it is, I'm excited to document my journey to profitability, because so many times I've seen YouTubers and they'll only show you their Rolexes or their cars or whatever, and they didn't really show you the documented journey of how they became profitable. Um so that's what I'm showing you, hopefully, is my journey and my ups and downs on how I became a profitable trader. So, and even though I've been trading for a month now, or I mean, at least with ICT, I've traded like I think a year before this. It was around a year, and then I had a year break from trading, and then I'm getting back into it. It's just the year that I did have a break from trading, it wasn't that I didn't want to keep trading or I had losses, because actually I've never opened up a. Actually, I have opened up a challenge account. I think I've failed like two challenge accounts, and as I kept practicing with moving averages, and I've actually really longed to learn how to read price action. But all I was told was, like, just the support and resistance, and yeah, basically just support and resistance was how to read market structure. And it was just really hard for me to. There was some videos about order blocks and stuff like that, um, but it just never clicked for me like ICT stuff does. So that's really nice. Anyways, I think I'm gonna be good for the day. It looks like we're gonna be taking out some sell side here. Just took out that sell side, and we might be running for the full London sell side, which would be here and here. That's where the Asian and London sell side is for their session. So we might run for that. Let's see on the higher time frame. So we do have this order block here that we've rejected multiple times into here, 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 and here. It'd be interesting to see it go down there again, but or even push through it. I'm not sure. Because yeah, yeah, we could definitely push down further. Maybe making a way to, let's see. Yeah, we're still at, like, as far as this range goes. Just move everything here. All right. So as far as this range goes, from this point to that point, we're still at a premium. I could definitely see us dropping down into like the 62. There's a fair value gap at the 62 level, or even to the 79, as we'll have like an order block there too. So enough, definitely see us. What day is it? The 4th. So maybe like leading on into next week. Try to maybe even see it dip down a little bit lower. And then before we have another um, bullish movement, take out this liquidity here. So, oh, that's what I think. I think we could, out of this range, we're still in a premium. But in this range here, we're in it. So definitely see some signs of reversal. All right. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely